like so. Firing! M18A1 Claymore. It's an American directional anti-personnel mine. It can be initiated either by tripwire or by command wire. Inside we can find 700 balls that are 3.4 millimeters wide. Explosive used in Claymore is C4, precisely 680 grams of it. Fragments are distributed in 60-degree arc. M18 Claymore is carried in the M7 bandolier, together with M57 firing device and 30 meter of command wire. To test the electric circle, we use M40 circle testing set. On 50 meters area, we getting 30% hit probability on man-sized target. In the M7 bandolier, we getting set for setting up one Claymore mine. After opening it up, we have a very nice manual that's telling us how to set it up properly. You can see that we having two pockets. In first pocket we have our mine itself. In second pocket we have our command wire, 30 meters of it, like so. And our M57 firing device. M57 firing device, here we have our spring-loaded safety. So we basically take this cover, attach the end of the cable, then put our safety off, and after squeezing we trigger the mine. If we did not succeed, we can have few more attempts. Of course, after setting up the mine, you would use your electric circuit test kit that we don't have here. How do you conduct testing with the M40 testing kit? It's simple. You basically plug it in between the cables and the firing device, put the M40 device in the middle, press the firing device exactly the same way like if you want to fire it, but this will not trigger the mine. If the circuit is complete, you will see the diode in the M40 device blinking. Here we have the command wire. On one end you can see we have the socket for our M57 firing device that we just attach in like so. And after squeezing, the detonator would detonate. We have 30 meters of wire, and the detonator we have on the other end, and it's protected in this cavity. As an addition to this set, I just make two of these sharpened pegs. You will see why. Usually you would be placing the Claymore mine into the dead ground, in front of your position or on your flanks. Let's now go through the unlikely scenario that you would need to do it alone. So you prepare your bag. You have also your spikes. You take one spike, you take your cable, put the spike into the ground on your position that you will be triggering from. Take the end, that basically is the first one to unroll, that attached to your M57 firing device, and you attach your cable to the stick on your position. In ideal scenario, you would want to dig down the cable because of shrapnel, so it will not become cut that easily. That's the case especially in the current trench warfare. From here we can go to the site where we will plant the mine. So hopefully I would be covered by my friends for this. I'm just taking the bag on myself and go either with pistol or, if necessary, you would keep a rifle on you. And usually while crawling, in our case just by walking, you unwound the wire. We reached the site where we want to plant our mine. We have rest of our cable. We didn't need to use the entire length. We pull out detonator from the protective shaft and we are ready to plant the mine. So I have my cable with detonator, I have my mine. Mine will be directing dead ground on our flank. That can be used by the enemy to approach us and fire on us from. So in that case we will detonate our anti-personnel mine. You can see here that the ground is soft, so we don't need to unfold the legs. We just will use them like spikes as so. We roughly align it with the direction we want to cover. Press it into the ground. What we need to do now is to sight it in. We will align this upper bracket with our target area. So we just lay behind the mine and align the mine with your target. That's good enough. Now what we need to do is to plant our second stick that we will use as locking point for our wire. So we wrap the wire a few times around it. That's good enough. Now we remove the plug from the detonator shaft, attach the detonator into the plug like so, and now we screw it back in. So now our detonator is securely in the shaft, our cable is locked. Now it's time to camouflage the contraption. Alright, this is good enough. Now let's go attach our firing device. We are on our position now. We can take the cable, take the lid of the Claymore mine back. Now we are in position facing forward. We planted our mine to our right flank, so we can attach this end of this cable like so. And we know that this mine is covering our right flank. Then we can do the same on our left flank, and then we can also do the same in center. In hurry, I would know, yes, I need to detonate mine on my right flank. I will choose this cable, attach our firing device like so, put it in, remove the safety, and by clicking, firing the mine. Guys, what is important to know that Claymore M18s are basically delivered with two methods of initiation. One is the classic one, which is just electric circuit closing. Then there is a second method, which is called normal tube or shock tube. We will just go very quickly through the function. There is no electricity involved, it's purely mechanical. So let's say the start between start and the end in the set are 25 meters. This is the detonator. This is the handle that you will have. And this is the line. The line that is thin like this, you know, like this line, just expand it, look like so. So your handle have basic striker in it. The striker will strike a primer that is here. This is the primer. The primer will start basically explosion, and then you have the plastic tube. The walls of the tube itself is hollow, the walls of the tube are lined with explosive, with very extremely thin line. And there is pressure wave going from the primer, and thanks to the lining, the pressure wave continues. It continues to the end, then the pressure wave hits here on basically the initiating part of non-electric blasting cap, and this is like the blasting cap getting initiated by the pressure wave, passing the explosion to the main charge, and yeah, the explosion will happen. Now, why this detail matter? It's because when you get the electric version and you want to plant it, let's say this is your trench. So we continue as I will show you in the video, or as I already showed you, and that's that you hook the cable here and you basically unwinding the cable, plant the Claymore here, set it up, and then you can basically crawl back. That's it. Well, when you have the normal tube, it's exactly the opposite, because the normal tube starting with the detonator. So what you will need is to crawl from the trench, Now, of course, it's very likely you will be in mined territory when doing such activities, especially from known defensive position. So you will need to somehow mark the path that you're actually taking, because it will most likely not be just straight line. And you will be just crawling, there will be no unwounding. Then you plant the Claymore, you plant the nanotube, shock tube in it, and as you go back, you only then start unwounding. The biggest danger is that you will basically go too far forward and you will not have enough nanotube. So that's the issue. So be careful of that, and also be careful marking the path. You don't need to mark the path if you have electric one, because it's evident you have cable running on the ground. One very big disadvantage of the nanotube, since it's non-electric, there is no testing kit. So after shelling on your position with electric one, you can just take the M40 testing kit, check if the circuit is complete. With the nanotube, there is little repair kit, and it's possible to repair the tube, but you would need to go physically and check all along the path already, all the way to the mine, and don't miss any little damage. And only then you can cut the tubes. And what you do basically is that you make straight cuts, and then there is little plastic sleeve. So you put both ends close together while putting the sleeve on, and then you will end up having the two parts of the nanotube with little piece of transparent tubing. Okay guys, we go through the preparation of the Claymore mine. I'm in my cover, opening the bag. I have my trigger mechanism, I will keep it on me for now, but I have my cable. So let's find the starting end. Let's use this wick to make our hooking point, let's say. Like so. This will be my cover, this will be where I will be triggering the mine out from. And now I would be crawling toward the site where I want to place the mine. So I have my crater over there. I run my cable with my detonator and I would place it now. I already sighted in the mine. And this is how my target area looks. So I need to place the wire into the gap. This is how it looks assembled. And I just put it into the body of the mine. Like so. And that's it. Alright, so the mine is actually quite close, let's say. Now I will take my cables. Of course, I'm doing this video literally on my way to job, so I don't have my body armor or anything. Also not my hearing protection, but let's hope it will be okay. So I attached the wire, removed the safety, like so. Firing! Well, that was nice. All right. This is where the mine exploded. This is target number 1. Look at it. 3-4 meters away from the site. Completely done. We have target number 2. Now we are like 12 meters away. Target number 3, also shrapnel. Target number 4, shrapnel in some places. So from the place of explosion to the last target that actually got few shrapnels, it's 16 meters. So I think that this is pretty damn good result. Question that might come up is what type of directional anti-personnel mine is better, if the Claymore or the Russian/Soviet MON-50. Well, the differences are negligible or maybe no difference at all. I just personally like M18 a little bit better because I used so much more of those in my lifetime. Also, the angle of the shafts on the Claymores is actually much, let's say, bigger than on the M50s. So on the Claymore, basically the angle is something like this, which make it a little bit worse for tripwires anyway. But we have our M50s with the proper move series of firing devices. So if we need to put those on tripwires, we just go back to M50. Also now we making our clone of M50 domestically. The main takeaway is that if you have directional mines around your position, don't get false sense of security because of their presence. It's actually very easy to dismantle them or make passage through them, and basically then you have enemy attacking by the book from the flanks or from the rear of your position. So this is in the tripwire setting pretty much warning device. In the setting where you have command wire, yes, if you explode it in the right moment, they will be effective. But for sure you will need to do some more work before finishing the enemy. If you wish to support us, you can do so through the PayPal link down below or through subscribing on my Patreon, where I'm putting extra videos. Thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in the next video.